So this is Exhibit C. This is showing that I was found not guilty of a PFA violation, and another violation I was found guilty, but no further punishment. There was a third violation, as you can see right here. The number 3 is withdrawn by Commonwealth. It was a duplicate of number 1, which I had 3 PFA violations, but for whatever reason, they combined the 2 not guilty ones together. I was very upset when they found me guilty of one of the violations out of the 3. I was also upset when they merged one of the not guilty verdicts and made it look like I was not guilty of one violation and guilty of another violation. I asked the judge if there's any consequences for her making false allegations. In 2015, Judge Amesbury said, "Take that up with the private attorney." I then asked my public defender, how could they find me guilty of violating a PFA if I just proved my innocence? He said, the only reason the courts found you guilty is so they have a guilty verdict on the record. Exhibit D, this was 4 months after the last incident with the PFA violations. In 2016, it was the same thing. I had 3 more PFA violations in a 7-day period. I did explain to the courts that we were working on a relationship, told me if I didn't plead guilty to all 3 of them, they would give me 6 months for 1 violation. So I pled guilty to all 3 violations. The charges were simple assault, harassment, terroristic threats with intent to terrorize another. I wasn't convicted of any of these charges. Instead, I pled to a disorderly conduct. I agreed that I was disorderly by even arguing with her and being present at the house. I know I shouldn't have been there, so I will admit to that. I was there. They gave me 120 days in jail. I lost all of my custody rights. At the time, I was in college and I was working, so I was granted immediate work and education release. So I would leave jail every day, and I would go to work. And after work, I would walk through the square from Genetti's Hotel, and I would walk across the square, and I would go to Luzerne County Community College to my classes. During this time of incarceration, I was in the newspaper for being on an honor roll. I was the only person in the jail that was getting educational release and work release. Eventually, it became too difficult for me to keep up my schoolwork while going back to jail every day, getting strip searched, and trying to study in a room with 80 other people. When I was released, I had to start all over. My car was towed. My school loans all went into default. All of my credit cards went into default, and I lost my job. This experience was very traumatizing. This is the first time in my life being sentenced to jail. I was also charged with a misdemeanor for disorderly conduct.